Hi.
Hello.
We live together. We've been together for almost 3 years and we're getting married in 20 days. So we went to go feed wolves at a wolf sanctuary. It was under Native American land. And there's this big old wolf next to me, and he, like, as I was, petting and loving on this giant wolf, he got down on his knees and he proposed. I mean, love is the most important thing. I think it's important that we always, unconditional love. Just for each other, for our children to be, to have that in the house always, or even outside the house. Like, making sure they see it with us, but also they feel it with us, both ways, so.
Need a team.
Mm-hmm. I read a lot of like fantasy novels, in the way that a lot of like magic fantasy novels, series, Game of Thrones, even like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter series. I always have a book that I'm reading at all times, and it usually has something to do with magic, as silly as that sounds, so I could talk fantasy novels for days.
The most common trait in my family is definitely hard work. Both my parents are incredibly hardworking. They, even at such a young age, having me, and going and still continuing the journey of their own life. They still had their dreams, they still had their goals, and they still met them. So hard work is definitely a huge piece of, what my family traits are.
When I talk to God, and it's not a he for me, it's a being of completeness, so male, female, that doesn't come to mind so much. But when I talk to God, it's a lot of thankfulness, it's a lot of gratefulness, it's a lot of just wanting to be close with that energy that I think we're all a part of. I think every living being is connected, and to acknowledge that and to be thankful for that, I think, is important. So that's usually when I want to communicate. It's to just communicate that connection.
Yeah, someone that I most admire, and I think my most, my grandmother, she was like my biggest fan. I could come to her with anything, and she wouldn't have any judgment or, any kind of whatever. She would just kind of make me feel like I could do whatever I wanted. And same with my dad too. He's been a big support in my life as well.
Christopher is an amazing person. He's so hungry to learn and to grow, and he's so hungry to be a good man. That's really awe-inspiring for me. That made me really know, like, this is the person I want to be with. I think the biggest thing for me, knowing Christopher was the one, is when we did have problems and we had an incident that happened in our relationship a little earlier on, where I thought it would be easier to not be with him than to be with him. So I really pushed away from him, and I couldn't. And me being like a strong, independent woman, it's not hard for me to say goodbye to a guy or even like a person if I don't feel like they're good for me or if they're not bringing positivity in my life. I've never had an issue saying, all right, bye. So when I couldn't say goodbye to him, like, when in my head it would be easier to say goodbye, and everything in my body and soul was telling me I couldn't, I knew he was the one.
Cora. She is an Amazon, amazing Wonder Woman. That woman is always just constantly go, 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 and she doesn't let anything get in her way. You know, right now she's in clinicals and school and working, and she's pregnant, and then she comes home and the house is clean and I have dinner on the table and my clothes are folded. You know, she's incredible, and from the moment that I guess you could say, not necessarily laid eyes on her because we met online, but there's just always something different about her. And over the years as I've gotten to really know Cora, she's like nobody I've ever met or been able to. She's just allowed me to open up and express myself in a way that I've never thought I was able to do. And I can't thank her enough for that, because I was always kind of like a little bit of a closed off person and kind of just kept everything inside. And Cora's always just kind of let me know, it's okay, you can cry, you can let it out, it's okay. And I honestly would say that she's definitely saved my life in a way that I couldn't describe on camera.
I feel like it's silly, but the quotes I have tattooed on my body, fate loves the fearless is one of them. That for me is important because you go into this world maybe not prepared for what it's going to give you, but ready to take what the world's going to give you. And if you keep your head up when you do that, you're going to be rewarded.
The most important element of a happy relationship is definitely honesty and trust, and all those kind of go hand in hand, but honesty is the biggest, because if you're not able to be honest with your partner, then there's really nothing you can kind of keep your foundation growing on.
The key to a successful relationship, I think trust is huge. Really trusting your partner with not just like the day-to-day things, but trusting them with your feelings, and knowing you can say anything what's going on with you, and be in a safe environment in that. I think that's huge. That was something that I've learned.
Things that are important in my life are my soon-to-be family. Cora, absolutely, she's my main reason why I get up in the morning, why I do what I do. She is my voice of reason all the time. My son coming, as I'm getting older, I'm realizing that time is so valuable, and that I'm trying to spend as much time as I can with people that I love, and really being there, really just being present and letting them know, and telling them or showing them that I do truly care about them, and I do want to hear what they have to say or what they want to tell me.
I'll be 19 weeks on Tuesday, so almost halfway mark. It's a boy! What's been really amazing is I'm learning a lot about my body, how I'm changing during pregnancy. I actually have an app, so every week I get to see an updated thing on how I'm doing, how Vincent's doing, which I love the human body. I love human anatomy, and I love physiology and how it works. So it's been really cool to really get in depth on how my body is changing, and how this little tiny creature inside of me is growing and developing, and his neurons are developing, and he's getting eyelashes right now, and I'm loving that.
I am learning a lot. I'm learning how to be the best supportive partner that I can. I'm learning what it is to live and be with a woman that's pregnant. I'm learning to be gentle and patient, and just making sure that she's good. She's good, I'm good.
For me, I never really had like a conventional family. It's been me, my mom, my sister my whole life. So I think having that closeness and being able to have mom, dad, babies, I'm really excited. I'm really happy that he gets that. I'm excited that I get that. My mom is a pretty amazing woman. She had me when she was 18, so a single mom. She's gone through a lot. She's always been very powerful to me. Like growing up, she was always very, woman power, and always told me even how powerful I was. So I always grew up being very like self-assured. She's beautiful aesthetically. Inside, her heart is huge, and she wants to encompass, everyone's sorrows, and try to like save them, which I feel like I definitely got a little bit of that from her. She's struggled these last couple of years. She had stage 3 breast cancer, so she's been struggling these last 2 years. But I think just recently, me being pregnant and getting married has been pretty awesome. She's really, come out. Her light's shining back on her. You can see it shining within her again. So it's been really nice to see. I've always wanted to have a baby. I'm a nurse, so I have my like cardio stethoscope I can use. And if we find the sweet spot, we can hear his heartbeat. So that's awesome. It's been nice. The best advice I could give to Vincent would be never give up. No matter what's going on in your life, always go further than you think you can.
I'm so excited to have a little man next to me. I'm gonna dress him like me. He's gonna be my little mini me.
My biggest hope for Vincent is I hope he finds happiness within himself. I hope he finds happiness with his family, and I hope he is able to really learn like who he is and what he wants to do and who he wants to be.
I would say to my future child, just be yourself. Don't let anybody tell you that you have to be a certain way. Be yourself and allow yourself to be yourself. Get out of your own way. Just do it, just do it. That's what I would tell my child.
Vincent, you're so loved already. You're so loved already. I can't wait to meet you and take care of you and kiss you and hold you and hug you, and I can't wait to see what person you become and watch you grow and your first laugh and your first everything. I already feel honored to be your mother, and you're not even here yet. So I'm really happy.
Vincent, you have definitely been the only thing in my life that I've ever loved that I've never been able to touch or have any kind of physical contact with. And you've opened up such a big part of my heart. You're not even here yet, so you coming into this world, you've definitely put a lot of just, not even just hope, but just joy in my life, excitement. Thinking about the journey that we're going to have together, thinking about how I'm going to be your father, how I'm going to guide you and love you, and your mom is incredible. And we're just going to love you and support you, and I just can't wait. I can't wait to hold you and kiss you. I am at my best when Cora's happy. I'm at my worst when Cora's pissed off.